folks, it's Gecko, and today I am wearing the wrong sort of top to do anything in because it's really tight, but I'm also too lazy to go downstairs and change. So, bringing you my very small June wrap up, my enormous July TBR. $20 books to read. I read 7 last month. Most of these are also from the same TBR because we know I will keep something on my TBR till I read it, because it upsets me to see it looking like that. And obviously there's some more because I'm doing a readathon. I can open it to the right bloody page. I can explain. Here we go. I don't have any of the book reads. It's the 1st of July. I am very tired, so we'll try and get through this quickly. I will not be explaining things about the books because most of these you've already heard of if you watch my TBRs. Anyway, first book I finished in June was finally Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian. It was amazing, gave it 5 stars. I finished the Percy Jackson series. Can't wait to move on to the Heroes of Olympus. This was amazing, this was cute, this was everything. I loved it. I'm going to be making a video on my thoughts for the entire series, because the first one, the third one, the 4th one and the 5th one are here. My mum's currently reading the 2nd one, but she said I can borrow the book to talk about the series as a whole, so that's great. Next, I read Radio Silence. It is my favourite book of all time. For the Alice Oseman-a-thon, this is the one we're meant to be currently reading. I will probably read it again though, every month until I die, because this book I read for the first time in March 2019. I've read it 16 times. Yeah, in just over 2 years. I currently can't put my thoughts together in a book about this book without just that face, because it's absolutely amazing and I want everyone to read this book. Moving on, another one of my favourite books, The Enemy by Lee Child. This is fastly becoming a comfort read for me, which is quite worrying because it's about lots of murder. But I love it. So anyway, all the books this month I gave 5 stars. I'm very happy about that. Next, the book I almost forgot existed until a friend's brother reminded me through my friend that this book existed because it's one of his favourite movies. That is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. It's a coming of age book about all this stuff. Yeah. Very heavy. It's an epistolary. It's told in letter form. It's absolutely beautiful, stunning. I will review this one. I promise. Next is finally a book I've been reading for ages. I finally finished it. It's No Middle Name by Lee Child. This Jack Reacher short story collection. I read this while reading along with the audiobook, narrated by Kerry Shale. It was absolutely amazing. Fully recommend it. I'd say you wouldn't need to know anything about Reacher going into this because it's just random stories from his life. But he's amazing, and it was lovely to see his parents. It was lovely to see his brother Joe again. He's one of my favourite recurring characters, kind of. And yeah, I will review this one. Again, this is me promising I'm going to do reviews. Am I going to do reviews? Who knows? Another one of my favourite books, Marked. This is very problematic. Although, to be fair, a lot of books are, and I think that's worth talking about in itself, and we shouldn't stop reading problematic books just because they're problematic. We should be talking about what makes them problematic and finding ways to talk about that, not having discussions about older books as well. I think that's very important. Another one of my favourite books, 5 stars. House of Night series got me through high school, so move these along. And when I say it's a lot, I mean, yeah, it's a lot. It's 20 books a lot. Right, okay. So first of all, I'm continuing with Royal Assassin. I'm not going to update you on it and War and Peace. Honestly, I haven't read War and Peace in so long. I'm so far behind and I don't want to catch up. Might be DNFing War and Peace and failing my goal. or my sanity. Anyway, on this one I'm on chapter 24, page 465. So I am less than 200 pages from the end, I think. I can't do maths. Anyway, this far from the end, it ends on the last page. So, just got that much to go. Should finish it. I really don't want to take this book into August with me. So, I will do my best to finish this and move on. I love this series. It's vastly becoming a trilogy that I'm in love with. I'm just also very bad at reading books. It's a story about Fitz, who is a bastard son, whose father was a prince, and because he's half royal, they train him as an assassin, and adventures. It's very cool. I am very red. I don't know why. So, for this month, I'm doing a thing called Summertime Reads on Completely Memory's channel, with Reads and Kaylani Reads and Smiles, I think. That's probably not her YouTube name. I'm probably completely wrong. I will leave all the information, their channel links and stuff, and the announcement videos that I can remember in the description. But yes, Summertime Reads 2021 is a go. And the first prompt is Continued Pride. Read a book with an LGBTQIA+ main character. Because Pride isn't just for June, and I very much agree. And the book I've chosen for this one is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. It was so difficult to get this book. I'm very excited. I know nothing about it. Apparently it's kind of like... Okay. Casey McQuiston's One Last Stop is a magical, sexy, big-hearted romance where the impossible becomes possible as August does everything in her power to save the girl lost in time. I don't know what that means. I'm very intrigued. And it's very floppy. Which means you can open it like this and not damage the spine. The spine's still going to be intact. I'm very excited to read this. Again, don't really know what it's about, but let's do this. Summer job. Read a book over 400 pages. This is me holding myself accountable. I bought this book in October of 2017. I have not read it. This is about Sophia and Iseult, and one is a blood witch and one is a truth witch. I don't really know anything more. All I know is I should have read it. And this book is 479 pages. So hopefully I will get through it. Next on my list, for lazy days at the beach, read a beach read. This is the sort of book I would read at the beach because lesbian romance, apparently. No? Sapphic, I believe, one of them is bisexual. Sapphic romance, as is One Last Stop. Very excited to read this. A girl who wants to go to college, but to do that, to get the scholarship, she has to become a prom queen. Can't go to prom with someone of your same gender. But she's falling in love with another girl, a new girl, who is also in the running for queen. Okay, next, read a book. So it says, get a tan. Read a book to make you hot, steamy, makes you angry, etc. I'm choosing The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald, because I'm sure this is going to make me very angry, because it makes a lot of people very angry. And there's a lot of crap at the end of this book. It's 140 pages, so maybe I can read it very quickly. Next is Travel Aboard. Read a book set in a country that isn't your own. I've chosen Dear Justice, the sequel to Dear Martin, about a boy called Justice who, it's about a boy called Quan who writes to Justice because of the events that happened in Dear Martin. I've explained this book 1,000 times. Off to summer camp, read a book with an outdoor setting, which is why I'm trying to finish Royal Assassin, because I want to read Assassin's Quest, which apparently he goes out on a quest, which means outdoors, because they travel by horseback. This one doesn't end on the last page. This book is 838 pages. It's the biggest book on my TBR this month. This has been on my TBR for a while. I'm not taking this book into August with me either. So I'm not really explaining too much about the, any of them really. I don't really want to go into what these are about too much, because like I said, second and third in a trilogy. So I kind of explained it with the second one. But I do recommend what I've read so far. It's amazing. Next is Backyard Barbecue, read a book with a food on the cover. Now I'm technically cheating with blood and honey, because people eat blood, people drink blood, people eat honey. I'm guessing. Sequel to Serpent and Dove, witchy 17th century France, you know, like forced marriage, enemies to lovers, that kind of thing. And we move on to the next page, because this is an entire month's worth of stuff. Anyway, Summertime Sunsets, read a book with red, orange or yellow, on the cover. Red, white and royal blue. I really want to reread this, it's been too long. This is about Alex and Henry, first son of the President of the United States, Prince of Wales, and they fall in love, and it's really cute. It's really cute. And yes, I'm very much looking forward to rereading this, seeing if I love it just as much the second time. Late Night Fireworks, read a book that you're excited about. Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm very excited about this, so excited in fact I still haven't read it. About a girl who makes a deal with the devil to live for her. Everyone she meets forgets her, until someone doesn't. And finally, read Summer's Fling, short and sweet. Read a book under 200 pages. When I say finally, I mean for the readathon. I've still got more books. So, short and sweet, under 200 pages. Just got to double check this because these are very small. Might have to swap things around. 187. Very close. So this is the prequel to Every Heart a Doorway, about the twin girls who, about the portal they went through in the world they were in, because this is about people who come back from fantasy lands through portals, and they're trying to get back to them, and this is a school they go to like, you know, deal with it. But this is the story of Jack and Jill the twins. Next on my list, for the Alice Oseman Readathon, which I'm probably going to be reading Radio Silence again. I was born for this, a story about a boy who is a lead singer in a really famous band, and a girl who is one of his biggest fans, and they meet. I started reading this a long time ago, only got to page 40, I need to finish it, so that's the thing. Next on my list we have Dark Dawn, which is the last book in the Nevernight series. I'm aware of all the problematic stuff with Jay Kristoff, and this series in particular, but it's the last one, and I've spoken to people, and obviously not everyone's going to agree on the topic, but they said just read it. Because you've read most of it, just read it, but understand and acknowledge the problematic aspects of the book, which I think is a really good thing. So I'm going to read this at some point. About a girl training to be an assassin to get revenge on people who killed her father. Next, Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo. What's in this book is crooks, heroes, magic and betrayal. All you really need to know, really. Then we have Concrete Rose, which is the story of Maverick Carter, Star's dad, before he had 7. And this is his story. I can't believe I haven't read this yet. I'm really excited to do so. Next we have Gemini, which is the sequel to Illuminae, which is one of my favourite books of the last year. This is an epistolary. This is apparently what happens at the Heimdall Waypoint from the first book. Very excited to learn more. Next on my list, Forgotten by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. This is the 3rd book in the Otherworld series. And this is about what happens when worlds clash and powers that should be left alone are awakened. So it says here, both worlds want peace. This is alternate realities. Both worlds want peace, but will either be able to achieve what they both desire, or will darkness extinguish light. So it's a book about making choices and what would happen if people made different choices, which I think is a really good description of the entire series, both the Otherworld and the main House of Night series. What would happen, like how your choices affect you and the people around you. It's really great. Next on the list is Ruby Red by Kirsten Gear. This is a younger YA fantasy, I'm told. Nope, sci-fi. Time travel. Basically, this girl can time travel. Yes, so she can time travel. And she travels to somewhere and meets a guy, apparently. I'm trying to find out any more information. So 1912, I'm guessing, is where they travel back to. Next on my list is the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. Can't believe I haven't read this one yet either. This is basically an Enter the World apocalyptic book, but with natural disaster as opposed to biblical stuff or like war. This is all to do with the planet dying. This is what you must remember. The ending of one story is just the beginning of another. This has happened before. After all, people die, old orders pass, new societies are born. When we say the world has ended, it is usually a lie because the planet is just fine. But this is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. For the last time. This book in a trilogy. I'm very excited. Finally, you have no idea how excited I am. The Lost Hero, the first book of the Heroes of Olympus series. I'm so excited. So this is about the Greek gods and the Roman gods. Sort of like, wow. Crazy stuff, I'm guessing. I'm really excited to read this. I know virtually nothing. In fact, the only thing I know about it is join old and new friends from Camp Half-Blood in this thrilling first week in Heroes of Olympus series. So, these are the children of Roman gods as far as I know, and obviously, yeah, I'm very excited. So yes, these are my, oh, none of these are hardcover and these are heavy, really heavy. This is my first pile for my TBR for July. Watch me not read any of them. And my second pile for July. So, let me know if you've read any of these, what you think of the fact that I only read 7 books last month and I'm trying to read 20 this month. Although technically I have been reading Royal Assassin for a few months now. I'm very, very excited. I'm also very, very tired. So I'm going to finish this and I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to upload it at some point when I wake up. After I put the information in the description, but I will only do that when I wake up because I'm going to put the upload whilst I sleep. Thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day. Bye!